Hello everyone, my name is Tính, and today I'm gonna represent to you a topic related to marketing project planning. Nowadays, we all understand about the important role of digital marketing in terms of the business performance of every single company. But in the context of the technology and the big data age like this, so what will make a company can achieve the sustainable competitive advantage in comparison with the other company? And the answer clearly would be data-driven marketing. So today, under the course marketing project planning of Professor Quân, I want to provide you an overview about this topic. By this presentation, I hope that we can provide you a better understanding about data-driven marketing. It will be a really good basement for you for the further research and the application in the future.
So now my presentation will go through four parts. The first one is the concept or the definition of data-driven marketing. The second one is that why it has to be data-driven marketing but not anything else. The third part will be how we're gonna do the data-driven marketing. And the last one, what to be noticed about data-driven marketing. So before we want to understand about some topic, the first thing we need to do is understand the concept of it. So what is data-driven marketing? In theory, data-driven marketing is a strategy how we're gonna use better the flood of customer-related data to integrate and optimize the marketing effort in the age of unempowered customer and big data. Because nowadays, what matters the most is the optimization of customer experience, relevance, and perceived customer value as the driver of the business value. Data-driven marketing certainly is not just about advertising or programmatic ad buying as someone believes, nor it's just about campaign only. On the contrary, if done well, data-driven marketing is a part of digital marketing transformation, whereby connecting around the customer across the customer life cycle is the key. So, in short, I want you to remember that data-driven marketing is the way we use the customer data to leverage the way we approach them more customized and personal. So the thing is, why it has to be data-driven marketing but not any method else in marketing. A recent research has shown that marketers who adopt an integrated and data-driven marketing approach become more empowered across all areas, including the various stages of engagement as described in the illustration below. This is the interactive customer engagement, what data-driven marketing aims to enable, including two stages. The first one, explore the customer data to develop a new insight through the process of integrate and understanding, analyzing and discovering. The next stage is about engage with the right message in the right channel by acting and optimize, execute and delivering. But the question is, how can data-driven marketing positively affect to the business performance of a company? To answer this question, a research has been conducted by Oracle in the cooperation with Fox Insight with 200 respondents who are the marketing leader in a lot of industry, come from a lot of countries. When respondents are asked, how do you rate the importance of data and analytics to achieving strategic goals in the marketing campaign, a lot of answers have been collected. Increase sales, expand brand awareness, attracting new customer, improving customer retention or loyalty or something like that. The noticeable result to prove that data-driven marketing has a tremendous effect to the business performance of a company is that more than 80% of respondents strongly believe that data-driven marketing had a significant effect on the top three areas of the company. First one, increasing sales. Second, expanding brand awareness. And the last one, attracting new customers. Cracking this result into a specific marketing metric, more than 80% of respondents strongly believe that data and analytics help organizations drive down CPA, cost per action or cost per acquisition, one of the most widely employed metrics for assessing the success of a marketing campaign. So how can data-driven marketing can help to create a lot of effective result on a business performance like that? Easily saying, the first thing data-driven marketing can do is help to create a personalized marketing. It's essential that company convey the right message to the right audience at the right time. Data-driven marketing allows brands to create a customized campaign that convert lead through a deeper understanding of customer profile. Second thing is that data-driven marketing can help to create a clear-cut clarity because with the wealth of information in the database, marketer can shift through to determine the most accurate and actionable information about customer and prospect. With a data-driven marketing, it becomes much easier to separate and group the target audience that we are trying to reach. The third thing, data-driven marketing is help to create a multi-channel experience. Marketer can leverage the data to extend reach across multiple networks and take communication beyond just email. Distributing data-driven ads across channels through automated marketing campaigns will ensure that your message is consistent, aligned, and reaches each recipient in the perfect place at a perfect time. The next thing is that data-driven marketing can help to refine customer experience because based on the data, you will know whether the customer is satisfied with your service or not. They try to pinpoint the area for improvement. And the last but not least, data-driven marketing can help to create a better product development. Data-driven marketing considerably diminish the product failure rate. A company can establish a better understanding of that target audience, then it leads to the development of a better product for.
So we already been through the two parts of this presentation. Is about the concept and the benefit of applying data-driven marketing in your business performance. So the next part is how we're gonna do the data-driven marketing in our business. And to answer for the question how we want to do something, the first thing we need to do is that we need to have a strategy for what we want to do. And secondly, we need to have a roadmap for the strategy we already built.
With data-driven marketing, we have a strategy framework which is including 6 steps. The first one is the ability to know yourself. You have to understand about the strategic objective. The second one, you have to know about your customer. The next one, you try to segment your customer and then come to the data-driven marketing campaign. Try to build trust and keep score by metric. The ability to know yourself before starting the journey is both simple and complicated. Research has shown that companies that fail do so more often failed because of the management. They don't have a plan for what to do with the data once they were collected. That is, the data were collected from across the enterprise at a great expense in terms of time and money, and then the team could not figure out what to do with them. Once you know about the strategic objective of the data-driven marketing campaign already, then you have to collect your customer data. And this is all about the data-driven marketing infrastructure and answer the question, what data do you need and what is going to take for small, medium, and large customer bases. Once you already have the data from your customer, the data collection and analysis can lead to the insight on customer characteristics, then targeting and direct them by a lot of data-driven marketing activity and metrics. Framework concludes with the metric to keep score, and I strongly believe that if you can measure the marketing, you can control it. And now we're done with the data-driven marketing strategy, and what we need right now is a roadmap for upgrading or implementing the data-driven marketing strategy. Here, I present to you a roadmap of 5 stages. The first one, design. The second, diagnosis. Third one, opportunity. Fourth, tools. And the last one is the process. This is the roadmap to implement the data-driven marketing we had already built. The roadmap starts with the stage 1 by designing the road to the future. That is, the first step is all about defining a clear game. At this stage, an initial assessment of your current state is very useful. Ask what metric do you currently use? How do you use data for decision making? Given data, does your organization do the right thing? Think through what you would like to be able to do in terms of data-driven marketing. And the next stage, diagnosis. In this stage, you have to ask what are the gaps and the opportunities? For example, one marketing organization, they want to focus entirely on the unit sale resulting from the marketing and it's not measuring any forward-looking metrics. Clearly, there were a major gap, and what was needed was a balanced approach. And at this stage, you have to think about the risk and the return of all the options. What are the easy wins that will give you the highest impact and the lowest effort and cost? After the assessing, you will have some facts and insight for the effective decision making, which lead to the opportunity in stage 3. Once the opportunities are identified, go after the easier to get the quick win. The stage 4 focus on the tool we use, that is, define the metrics and scorecard for a success and develop capacity to support ongoing marketing activity. The quick wins are often on-time proof of the concept. The idea of stage 4 is to put place in the infrastructure for repeatability. Final one, the stage 5 is the process. It's in the frequent review to evaluate performance and change scores whether it's necessary. And it's all done for the strategy, data-driven marketing, and the roadmap for implementing data-driven marketing. But I believe that in the reality, when you try to apply data-driven marketing into your work, you might face a lot of obstacles or difficulty when trying to run it. And that's what I mean to mention for the next part, what to notice when applying data-driven marketing. Okay, move to the first obstacle. Get things started. A lot of companies, when they ask about data-driven marketing, and they said I don't know how to do it. I don't have the right metric to do it. And sometimes the problem is that there's not too little data, but it's quite opposite. We have a lot of data, but none of the data are useful, or the company don't know where to start. Now is the time for you to think about the strategy. The first step of the strategy is that you have to understand clearly about the objective of your campaign, marketing campaign. To know about what data do you need to make the right decision. And here I have a tip for you is that try to apply the 20-80 principle. Try to think about what is the 20% of data that will give you 80% of the value you need. If you can answer the question, this will clearly provide you the way to do data-driven marketing and where to start with data-driven marketing in your company. The next obstacle is that about the causality. It's you might think there are too many co-founding factors overlapping campaign that make defining cost and effect of data-driven marketing is impossible. There are time delay between marketing campaign and customer action, and it will be difficult for you to identify the effect of your campaign. And the awareness of campaign do not directly result in sales, but our CFO want to see the financial return on investment. The solution for this problem is that you have to try to overcome the causality obstacle by using the right metric and experiment to test the marketing ideas. Sometimes just a small experiment can dramatically improve the marketing performance. The next obstacle will be about the resources and the tool we use in data-driven marketing. A lot of companies they say I don't have the time, or it's cost too much for data-driven marketing, or I don't have the tool or system to support data-driven marketing. We are marketers and we cannot communicate with information technology people. Believe me, because This problem I face a lot when I do the marketing in my real experience. So how can we gonna overcome it? The solution for this problem is that you need the infrastructure to scale a data-driven marketing strategy. The quantity and the frequency of data to analyze will define how much infrastructure you need. Here I will show you an infrastructure for data-driven marketing in a large firm with including 4 departments. The first one is like CRM front office operational, where you try to get the data from your customer from many pinpoints like marketing, sales, customer service, or e-commerce. And then the data from each customer will turn into an enterprise data warehouse or EDW, which is shown on the bottom of the figure. On the left-hand side of the figure are the technical tools needed to mine the EDW and generate the report. For example, the report might include weekly update on a district sale number, customer who cancel the subscription, and so on. And the most important of data-driven marketing is on the top of the figure. It's the analytic of segmentation, targeting, relationship building with customer. And sometimes data-driven marketing technology is too important to leave the IT alone. That you guys, marketer and IT, have to figure out a way to communicate with each other effectively.
Obviously, like data-driven marketing can help you to gain a better performance in terms of marketing, in terms of business performance. Because like when you have enough data, you have enough insight from your customer, you can do the right thing for your organization. That's the end of our part. Thank you for listening.